how can I get a very precise contact info of local businesses and also reach out to them? That's the question I get asked quite often when some B2B SaaS businesses or just service providers come to me and they want help with their outbound. And I totally get it, because this is not the information we can find, for example, on Apollo or Zoom Info or any other data provider. And how you are really thinking about how can I get it, or should I just give up? In this video, I'll show you how to do it by just using Clay, and I'll also show you the alternative way of doing it with a much more cost-effective model. So how can I scrape local leads using Clay? First of all, you need to have Clay subscription, simple as that. Then we can open a Clay table, right? And what we do, we are using a integration between Google Maps and Clay. You can click on it here. Let's see. See, I've done already like different queries, like 5 different searches. But anyways, this is what you get when you open it, and you can easily use it for choosing the location. For example, let's say New York, right? We want to choose the radius, let's say, so we grab the whole New York, right? Then we decide on search type. You can either just choose business type, and Clay will suggest based on like Google keywords some of the best ones. But for example, here in this list, we've been building a list of tennis club for our clients. So how to do it, right? You choose free text, and then you just put up as many keywords as possible. Tennis club, tennis academy, tennis school, tennis tournament, etc. And then you can get the limit of the results. For example, you just need 50 clubs, or you don't have any limitations, then you don't put anything here. And then you just press submit, and it will add all of the clubs here. And just for the purpose of cleanliness of this list, I won't do it because I have the clubs from UK here as their example. And here we go. We get the club's name. We get the Google Maps URL, their website if it's available. We get their phone number, their address, rating, and review count. So pretty much using just one enrichment, you get a lot of information about local business, and you can get even more if you want. But I've just extracted the most important ones. Sometimes they won't have website. That's normal, because some companies just don't do this. Sometimes they will have like a strange website, which would be, for example, Instagram or Facebook, and you normally don't want to reach out to those because you won't be able even do the right enrichment. So what I recommend you do is always, when it comes to not the email but the website, right? Website, you put it's not empty, and for example, website, right, doesn't contain any of, let's say, Facebook, Instagram. Boom. So now we have this filtered out, and we've already got 150 leads fewer. However, on those companies, we can perform the actions that we are looking for. And how could you find a contact email for those local businesses? For this purpose, I recommend you use the web scraper. We have Clay Navigator or Clayagent, which is a cheaper model. You can also use ChatGPT for all mini. But basically, you just prompt it here, right? You generate the prompt and ask it to navigate through the website and identify valid contact email address. As you can see, it asks to go on the footer of the homepage, then contacts page, and just scrape whatever the contact email it is able to identify. And in most cases, it's doing a great job, and we have emails. For some we don't, and again, that's okay. Once it's done, what we done next, for example, in our case, we want to find out if the tennis club was recently renovated. We want to see if they offer any tournaments or coaching, what sort of coaching audiences they have. Is it like junior players or just whoever comes, like adults? Then we want to identify outdoor courts, indoor courts, and total amount of courts. And again, you can easily do it by leveraging, in this case, Clayagent. We use Argon for this purpose. It's a bit pricier, like it's pricier model, but it's doing its job really well. You can also use Clay Navigator if you want, but the costs can get ridiculous. So I would try to optimize by using Argon. And here again, we have a big prompt. It's really big. However, using prompt generator, you can just say, I want the AI agent go on the website and find this specific information. I want to see what sort of tournaments they have, if they even offer them. Do they offer coaching? How many courts they have? What sort of like surface of the courts? Is it possible to identify what sort of audiences for their coaching? Are those juniors, adults, etc.? Simple as that. And for a lot of cases, it is able to find out pretty great info. For example, here we can find out that they have both tournaments, they hold tournaments, they have coaching, they coach both of the audiences, and they have 12 outdoor courts. And based on this information, we can already kind of go and build our campaign and send really personalized messages to them just because we know this information. So we can use all of those custom variables for the campaign, right? And also I promised you to show you a cheaper way to do Google Maps scraping. For this case, we would need Apify. Apify it's like a marketplace which has a lot of different actors, right? AI scrapers. So you see there are a lot of different ones. Google Maps, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook posts, Twitter, and there are like many more. Ad library, right? LinkedIn profile scraper. So you can really like get mad. You can go bananas with this one. However, for this purpose, we would just need Google Maps scraper. And the way to do it is you should just connect the API to Clay. And then whenever you perform any sort of search query, it will end up in Clay. So how to do it? You choose API endpoints, you choose post, right? You copy the API key, you add it here. It's called HTTP API configure. You add first of all the account, then you add the method. In this case, we choose post. And once it's corrected, you can run the Google Maps scraper, right? You choose what kind of information you need, and it will all be here. And it's really the cheaper option compared to Clay. But you need to kind of integrate it to Clay itself, and then you get what you've been looking for. And that's pretty much it for today. Again, I hope this video was helpful. You got to know the basics of local business scraping and working with data. So let me know in the comments if there is anything you would like to see when it comes to local business scraping. And I hope to see you in the next video. Ciao.